like to call the meeting for the legal subcommittee to order. In attendance are Councilor Daigle, Councilor Melville, Councilor Turco, Councilor Gamache, would you mind sitting in for Councilor Higgins, as well as Councilor Peach, Councilor McGinn, Councilor Gould, and Councilor Manning Martin. We have one item on the agenda, the land regarding 2 Linda Jean Lane, lot 011134. Where the subcommittee left off was we were looking for opinions from both legal, Don Kahn, as well as Kurt Bellavance from Community Development. We now have those. I know everybody here that is part of the subcommittee know pretty much everything regarding this property, but if Attorney Sears, if you'd like to come up and address the council, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Attorney James Sears from Danvers, here for the applicant. We'd entertain any questions. As we said it the last time we were here, the applicant purchased a home at 27 Emily Lane in 2007. 2009, they installed a pool. They obtained all the necessary permits from the city. They put their house on the market last spring, and they are under a purchase and sale agreement to sell the home. At the time that the buyer did a plot plan, they discovered that a portion of the pool was in fact on the city-owned land. The applicant is here seeking to purchase 4,100 square feet plus or minus from the city, so that the pool that encroaches on the city land can be purchased by them and they can complete their sale.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Comments from the subcommittee? Councilor Turco.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Chairman, so we're all aware of what's happened here. The Polonionis have recently put an offer in to buy a house. I think, to expedite this is beneficial to both the city and the Polonionis. I would move to convey a portion of the land located at 2 Linda Jean Road, being that the property is no longer needed for municipal purposes.
You heard the motion by Councilor Turco. Any discussion on that motion? Councilor Daigle.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to Councilor Turco, do you want to attach a price with that motion, or is that a second?
My apologies, Council. I should have led with that. I am going to follow with the second motion. The first motion is just to convey the land. The second motion will be the size of the portion of land along with the price.
Thank you.
Any other committees from council members? Seeing none, Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Not on the committee. Appreciate the opportunity to comment. I think the first, if that's the will of the committee, I think the first thing that needs to be done is it needs to be deemed surplus. Is that the intent of the motion?
Correct.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, to Councilor McGinn, yes, where I said not being needed for municipal purposes, I guess would leave it as surplus land.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess there was another communication in here from another resident, and I couldn't tell if they just wanted to speak in opposition to this or if they had interest in pursuing the land themselves. I know that's a little odd given these circumstances, but do you want to check to see if that resident happens to be here? They did kind of express in a letter to the council back in, I'm sorry, I'm looking for it here. I'm sorry, Councilor Gamache, do you have your hand on it?
Councilor Gamache.
Yes, it's in the package. It's from Alan Teitelbaum.
And that resident is not before us
It's-
and
he's
is not on
he's-
Zoom.
I know I don't see him here, and I don't know if he's in the,
He's not on Zoom.
not on Zoom, so the only question would be is if he was notified. I would defer to the chair.
I believe he was.
Okay. Appreciate, thank you, through you, Mr. Chairman, to the Council Gamache, thanks for that clarification. The only other item here, I guess, is kind of following the process for disposition of property. After it's found surplus, we've got this flow chart that I think everybody has seen over the years that kind of controls the process by which property is determined to be surplus, and if it is determined by the council to be sold, if it's above a certain level, there's supposed to be an RFP that goes out. Is that, I don't know what Councilor Turco's next motion is going to be, but with respect to the value, but I believe that if it's deemed to be if it's either greater than $25,000 or if another abutter has expressed interest. So I guess as long as we don't, those two conditions aren't met, the RFP wouldn't be necessary. Is that your understanding, Mr. Chairman?
So right now, let's not put the cart before the horse. Right now, the only motion is whether we deem it surplus. If the subcommittee does move in that favor, then those questions, I think, will be answered regarding the next motion.
Fair enough, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Councilman again. So on the motion, roll call vote.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Melville,
Yes.
Gamache. Daigle,
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The second motion would be to convey 4,161 square feet of land as depicted on page 4 of item 8D, which is on your desks from October 3rd. It's the appraisal, and 8D depicts that 4,161 square feet of land in the appraisal price ranging from 14 to 15,000. I move to convey the land to Lisa and Bob Polignoni for $15,000.
You heard the motion by Councilor Turco. Any discussion on the motion? Councilor McGinn.
I guess the cart is now before the horse, right, or the vice versa. So clearly, we're under the 25,000, so that criteria is met. And the committee is comfortable that no other neighbor has expressed an interest in this. As far as I can tell from the packet, that's the case.
As far as,
with the possible exception.
to my knowledge, nobody has, and no one else has expressed any interest in this property.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Councilor Manning Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to Councilor Turco, I know at the last meeting, I think you had proposed back taxes be paid in conjunction with this purchase. Where does that stand?
Thank you, Councilor Manning.
Councilor
Another
Turco.
issue I should have mentioned in the preamble here. Yes, there's a response from Attorney Khan where we're legally not allowed to collect back taxes on land not owned by the petitioners. And even if we were, it was a very limited sum. I don't have that amount offhand, but it was under $1,000, which is why I see going at the higher end of the appraisal from 14 to 15,000. You know, putting it at $15,000 caps us out at their own appraisal, and I'm happy with that.
Thank you, Councilor Turco. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councilor Manning Martin. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you. Through you to Councilor Manning Martin. The number that Councilor Turco was looking for there was an estimate done by the assessor's office, and as he indicated, it was under $1,000. It's $623.84. So the going going to the high end of the estimate does seem to make sense in that regard. Just wanted to give you that clarifying point. Thank you.
Any other comments on the motion? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Melville,
Yes.
Gamache,
Yes.
Daigle,
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Seeing no other items on the agenda, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank you.